Okay, y'all, let's talk about the difference between a good executive assistant and a great one. Okay, a good executive assistant will do what you ask. Okay, a great executive assistant, they'll already have it handled before you even think to ask. Okay, that's the level of proactive support that takes CEOs from being overwhelmed to operating at their best, right? And so today I want to quickly break down to y'all exactly how I stay ahead of my clients' needs so they can focus on what matters most to them. So they can focus on doing the things that they need to do that only they can do. Okay? And so look, a CEO's calendar is all the things, it's everything. It's going to tell you what they're working on, what they're stressed about, and where they're about to drop the ball. With my CEOs, I like to do the My Align week. I need to know what the main goals are, and then I'm going to break that down, the annual goals into quarterly goals, monthly goals, and weekly priorities, right? And so I call it the My Align week. So now that your week is aligned, you're only doing things that's on your calendar that you have to do that's aligned with the goals that you have for the year. And so now I can really look at the calendar because not all CEOs' calendars tell you all these things, right? But my CEO's calendars, because they're aligned with their priorities, it's going to tell me what they're working on, what they're stressed out about, and where they're about to drop the ball. And so before my clients even ask, I'm already looking at their calendars. I'm reviewing their week. I'm identifying any conflicts. I'm blocking time to prep and follow up. And I'm noticing the patterns. Are they overbooked? Do they need more time for deep work? Do they need more time for self-care or whatever the case may be? By managing their schedule strategically, I can now keep their priorities on track. Why is alignment important? Is because it's going to help me be proactive for you, right? As an executive assistant, when my clients are in alignment because I've helped them to get there, they're going to be able to chill in the best way. Not chill and not do nothing, but they're going to do the things that they can do, that only they need to do. And then I'm going to handle the rest. Guess what? For my clients who take a long time to get their goals and stuff in order to lay their foundations for the year, they're going to have a longer time of being overwhelmed. They're going to spend more time getting things into place. They're going to spend a longer time. Why? As their executive assistant, I can't fully be proactive for them because they don't have their goals in place. They don't have certain things in place for me to support them in this way. So the first thing first, as an executive assistant, before you even try to be thinking proactively, you need to be trying to align their calendar to make sure that they're doing the things that they need to do, but also accounting for the things that they're not putting on their calendars, but they have to do anyway. Okay. And so we all know that CEOs, they're making big decisions all day, every day. They're making decisions, whether it's about the vision, whether it's about the team, whether it's about stakeholders, whether it's about the organization, whether it's about initiatives and programs that falls, whether it's about an event, a conference, a workshop, whatever it is, a CEO is making big decisions all day. And as an executive assistant, my job is to make sure they have everything they need before they need it, right? So before a meeting, I'm already thinking about meeting prep. I'm already thinking about meeting agendas. I'm already reviewing last week's meetings to see if we need to cover something, if I need to follow up on something. I'm already thinking about all of those things before the meeting takes place. Before they ask for a report, I'm already thinking about, okay, what's supposed to be in this report? Can I go ahead and prepare this report for them before they're asking for it? Before they run into a problem, I'm already flagging it. I'm already thinking about the solutions if I haven't already found one. This is the difference between a good executive assistant and a great one, right? It's not about waiting to be told what to do. It's not about getting assigned a list of to-dos every single day. It's literally going to be about staying ahead so they ain't got to ever slow down. That's it, y'all. That's it. And then the last thing I'll say, stay plugged into their business. As a great executive assistant, you always got to be plugged into their business. For me, one of my unique propositions, one of my unique values, one of the things that I bring to the table to all of my CEOs that I serve, I'm talking too fast. to all of my CEOs that I serve is that I treat your business as if it's my own, right? Because what you'll find out is sometimes a CEO think they just need a virtual assistant who can do all the things, everything. What they really need is a thought partner. What they really need is a strategic partner. What they really need is somebody who can think like them for their business, right? Or that somebody who can think of the things that they're not thinking about for their business. And so the more I understand my CEOs, their goals, the more I understand their audience, who they serve, the more I understand their clients, the more I understand their business, the more I understand, the better I can anticipate what they're gonna need next. The more I understand their business, the more I know what's going on in their business, the more I'm in the midst of their business, the more I'm plugged into their business, the better I can now anticipate what they're going to need next, right? So me, I make it a priority to make sure I'm staying up to date on their biggest projects. That means every week I need to be meeting with them to see, hey, what's going on? What's the focus on? All of the things. And if I'm not meeting with them every week, because not every CEO want to be in meetings every week, that means I need to be checking in Slack, on Voxer, what have you, to make sure I'm staying up to date. Hey, what's going on? Checking in, how's your calendar going for you? Is something, not working? Where do we need to adjust? I'm checking in on the goals for the month, for the quarter. Hey, we said we were going to do that. Are we on track? Do we need to switch some things around? Do we need to push some deadlines back? Do we need to add something else? Because we already knocked something out sooner. That's what I'm doing. I'm staying up to date on all of the things that's happening in their business. I'm also reading in between the lines. I'm reading in between the lines because sometimes they can say something and you can hear what they said, but then if you're reading in between the lines, you're going to figure out what they're actually worried about. What's the thing that's actually stressing them out that now you can come help and fill a gap, right? Last thing I say to this point is I make it a priority to make suggestions before they realize they need them, whether it's about vision things, whether it's about strategy, whether it's about team stuff, whether it's about projects and initiatives, whether it's about things that they're looking to launch in the future. I'm going to be making suggestions, recommendations, whether it's about a system or a tool. I'm already thinking about these things, right? And the beautiful part about it is because I'm not just an executive assistant, I also have a background in operations, right? In online business management. I can think toward those things. Because I've been in a lot of business coaching, I can think toward vision and strategy. Because I've done a lot of strategic planning work, I can think about those things. Because I've also done a lot of productivity work, goal alignment work, I understand these things. So now I can make suggestions based on the things that I've implemented in my own life, that I've implemented in other clients' lives, right? I've been doing this for over 12 years now. So now I can bring my experiences from another moment and make a suggestion that they may not have ever heard of, they may have never thought of, or they could just been like, girl, why didn't I think about that, right? And so this is how I go from being just an assistant to being someone who is now indispensable. And so a lot of the people who work with me, they work with me for years. They don't just work with me for 3 months and then go on about their life. I keep my clients for years because I'm not just any assistant, okay? And so let me break it down for you really quickly. If you want to anticipate your clients' needs before they ask, you need to master their calendar. You need to make sure that their calendar is in alignment with the vision and the goals that they have set. You also need to always think 3 steps ahead, right? Stop waiting to be told what to do. Stop waiting for them to give you the next thing and then you already be working on something because you know the goals. You already know what's going down this month. You already know what should be happening this week to meet the goal, right? Because if your CEO is overwhelmed, they're thinking about a whole bunch of things, they got a lot going on in their personal lives, they're probably not thinking 3 steps ahead. They're just thinking right here for today. You know what I'm saying? They're like, let tomorrow worry about itself. Let me think about today. But as the executive assistant, as they're worrying about today, you need to be thinking about next week. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to stay plugged into their business. And so you're making moves and not just taking orders, okay? And trust me, when you begin to own this level of support for your clients, you don't just get noticed. You're literally going to become irreplaceable. And yes, I know everybody irreplaceable. But when you're doing excellent work, when you're providing an excellent level of support and service to people, they understand that when you ain't around, they notice the gaps that are not filled, right? And so I want to do this for me, y'all. I want to challenge y'all. And I want y'all to ask yourself, what's one way that you can stay ahead of your clients this upcoming week, okay? Drop a strategy below so everybody else can see what strategies you're using, so you can use the strategies. They can use the strategies. We all can, recommend strategies to our clients based on what everybody else is doing, because we all think differently. We all have different levels of experience, different level of education. And so you may have something that somebody else have never heard of or thought of that you can bring to the table, okay? And of course, if you need a right-hand person who's already going to be 5 steps ahead of you, who don't mind getting into your calendar, who don't mind prioritizing your business as if it's their own, holla at your girl. Let's talk. Go to www.theempireeffectagency.com. It'll also be in the bio or the caption of this video. And let's see how we can work together, because I know you're tired of constantly sending over to-do lists for your workers, okay? And so let's get it done, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video.